Hello everyone. My name is Egor. I'm so proud to be on this stage. I work at Triple Dot Studios in Barcelona, and I'm helping to co-organize the Barcelona RB meetups. So, let's imagine the situation. You are building the AI startup in 2025, as everyone should be doing right now, and you just implemented your OpenAI client to call for chat completions. And how would you store the model, the name of the model that you're calling from OpenAI? Some of you might answer, okay, I'll just hard code it like that. Why not? I'm just storing this in constant. I'm just passing this to my request, and it is working like a charm. But others would say, oh, why would you hard code it if you can put this in the environment? And some of you will do this. But the problem is that each time the Sam Altman releases the new model, you'll have to redeploy your app, to restart it, to apply the environment changes. And some of you might say, okay, I can bake this by the active record, and I can store the settings in a table. But I would say, okay, this is slow, and more than that, you'll have to build the API and the UI for your settings. And why would you do that? I have the solution for you. Introducing Fino. This is a Ruby gem, which is available in Ruby gems right now. And let me demonstrate it quickly. So with just a couple of lines of code in your gem file, and then you add this gem to your gem file, and then you mount the engine into your routes, and then you configure the Fino. You specify the adapter, which is basically where you store your settings, and then you define the list of your settings like that in the settings block. For example, we have the setting called maintenance mode. Its type is Boolean, default is false, and it has some kind of description. And just like that, boom, you have the UI for your settings just like that. And the pretty interface to get the value of the setting. But then you want something more complex, and you start to define sections. Let's say we want the OpenAI section, which will group all the settings related to OpenAI. We can have model there, temperature, and whatever next, and boom, you have the even bigger UI for your settings, like sectioned with nice sidebar and stuff. And the interface is still pretty simple. You say like value of model at this section. And let's say, let's check the form, how it looks. So pretty simple, just one input for the string setting, for example. But then you want to, for example, override your setting for specific scopes. Let's say for QA, we want some other value for this model. Let's say we don't want to call Sam Altman for this. We can use our local model for QA. And then for admins, we want to use some new, shiny, and like pre-release version of OpenAI model. So interface is like that. You just specify the for, which is the scope name, and you get the values for those scopes. But then let's say you want A/B tests, and we have this as well. You can define multiple variants, and you can say that the 20% of users will get GPT-6, and then you pass this user ID in variant, for example, API to get the variant of your setting that is assigned to this user, and the interface for values is the same. For user, you get the value. That's it. So this is Fino. Please check it out. It's available on Ruby Gems. There is a GitHub repo. There is even a live demo available on finohq.com. There is a button where you can check it out. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Thank you so much.
Hi everyone, my name is Ali. I'm Baltic Ruby organizer. That's a conference traveling around the Baltic Sea, from community to community, trying to shake up everything still after COVID. And I wanted to kick off with the referencing to the previous speaker. So if you're playing the bingo game, that was a word. So make sure you tick off, we have a gem for it. I'm going to share like quickly updates, but besides that, I want to also raise some questions because we have them. I want to share it with community. So how we want to use, how we can use the power of community to drive it, everything and level it up. First, let me share a bit of the background. So it will be like the third year of Baltic Ruby. This year it was in Riga, and we decided to go to Hamburg, Germany, because there is a wonderful conference, Ruby Unconf. And since we have it in our mission to go to the location and put some energy, some inertia to help people to organize everything, We decided to go there because they haven't managed to do this year, and we don't want it to be cancelled. So maybe it will help. Let's see. But we decided to join our forces and make 2 conferences under one roof. So it will be Baltic Ruby plus Ruby Unconf. It will be in Hamburg, 12, 13 of June. And make sure you have a slot in the calendar. So like book those dates and join us. So a couple of words for those who are not aware about the conferences. There are some people, so both conferences were birthed at Euruko. We at Baltic Ruby had like already 2 conferences. First was in Malmo, then in Riga. We have around like 150 participants. Ruby Unconf like have up to 200 participants. We traditionally at Baltic Ruby have like a main track with talks. Mats is joining. He was like 2 years already in a row. So we hope that he will join. He's pre-confirmed. I'll talk to him later and confirm it. Hopefully here. We also had Tim Riley this year. And along the main track with talks, we have also like open source expo. Open source maintainers can hack around their projects or like make a workshop or a brainstorm with the community around their projects. And we also launched a junior bootcamp. We tried it out. I'll share some thoughts on that later. So that's about the format. So we're gonna keep it like 2 tracks conference without any in this year OSS Expo or Junior Bootcamp. So we will focus more on the lineup and talks and speakers. There will be like a main lineup with the CFP, like a very traditional one. We will manage that. And Baltic, and Ruby Conference will take care about their format. So if you have never been to at their event, so it's like a conference where you don't apply with your at CFP and you pitch. You just go there with your talk, you pitch on the stage, and community votes on the go who will be on the list of speakers. So that's a very cool format. If you haven't experienced it, you should try it. So what do we expect? What do we expect to be? So like 2 tracks, keynotes. We will announce them closer to the new year. Mats is pre-confirmed. We also wanna focus more this year on Rails, not only, but probably that's something that we were missing previously. We make it like more Ruby focused. Then there was a Hanami this year. So yeah, that's time for Rails. And we also have like, it's like typical community conference with like developers with everything that we like here at Euruko. We are very inspired with this format and the idea behind the event. So what do we have now? Major updates is we open our CFP, check out balticruby.org and apply. We also have our sponsorship. So if you are in the company and you are interested in promoting your company or hiring, let us know. But we want to try another approach this year. Where we are not just offering like typical packs, but we wanted to engage you more and companies more. So we want to add more creative ideas and activities. Like last Baltic Ruby, we did AI Mats. He was talking with himself.
I said we will be strict. I'm sorry.
Okay,
thank you.
So join all the updates on the balticruby.org. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Wow, we started early. Okay, so you should also make a game with Ruby. It's easier than you think. So I'm Kim. I'm a developer and a co-founder of a consultancy called Varbit. I'm not sponsored. I just found something I like. And this is also not a tech demo. There's no real time for that, so please come talk to me later. I have some actual code that I can share with you. I'm here to entice you to try something new. I don't really code in my off time, not anymore. I more or less stopped when I went pro as a developer. And on top of that, I've got children now too. There's something different about indie game development that's compared to web or even mobile apps. So one might say I'm not a game developer. And to me, that kind of means I have never finished a game in my life, as in, developing it. On the other hand, one might also say I'm not a chef. And that still doesn't stop me from cooking. And not just for myself, but I cook for others too. So what if a game could be like a home-cooked meal? Whipped up in an evening or two, never to be published, enjoyed by just yourself or the few people that you have around you. So where do you start with that? Some of you may already know this. Start with Dragon Ruby. It's a game-making toolkit, far cry from an engine in a sense, but you can make a 2D game in Ruby really quickly. You also get set up really quickly. So you download it, you unzip it, and that's it. You get runtime, you get sample code, documentation, and a tiny piece of starting code, that main up there. You also iterate really quickly. So what you do first of all is you boot up the game. This gives you a blank window with a 1280 by 720 canvas and a method tick that it calls 60 times per second. Whenever you change your code, Dragon Ruby reloads it and it runs right away in the next tick. You then push shapes, some text, an image, or some audio onto an array, and then Dragon Ruby takes care of rendering it all for you. So what about art? I don't really like painting or drawing. I usually just don't do that. You should also try not being an artist. I drew this. You can make shitty art too. So where do you start with that? This is just one tool. It's a very popular one. Use this. Do a 16 by 16 grid. It's in the sweet spot of big enough to get some detail, but small enough where every pixel makes a difference. You can tell right away. And even I can make art with this. What about music? I can't read notes. My 16-year-old did this. The 16, that's 6-year-old did this. Let's see if I can, damn it. Actually, I'll skip to the next one. You'll hear some music soon enough. This is the music software I'm using. You get 2 seconds for this. And when you put it all together, you get a game. This one I built Monday for this talk specifically. And audio doesn't work. I intended for this to be a space game. My partner said it looks like a fly, so it's now a fly eating poop. I also made this during the summer. See if it will play. No, will not. I will play it for you later. So that's all I had for you. Go make a game. It's surprisingly easy. Talk to me later. I'll show you. You can do it in an evening. That's it. Thank you.
So good. Okay, hello everybody. A year ago on the Euruko stand, I established Ruby Europe, the non-profit organization which have two pillars, basically community and education, so help communities. And during the year, we have done a lot around community pillar. We, for example, run a Spain Triangle project, and we have helped to revive the communities in Madrid, Valencia, and Barcelona. And currently, they are running regularly meetups. Sometimes there are breaks, for example, for the vacation, but they are running. So it's great because previously there was nothing in the Spain. We also run a few of Ruby plus AI meetups. There was an idea to show that Ruby is capable to implement feature with AI and write code with AI. So we run 3 Ruby plus AI meetups, one in Warsaw, one in London, one in Berlin. And next month we are going to Paris. I believe that Paris is a great place to be with AI. We even run meetup in New York City. So it's a funny story because I went there in Toronto for the Rails World, and after that decided to go to New York City because I will be there. And I convinced 2 previous organizers of New York City Ruby meetups to join and to come to make a meetup not online but offline. And people was happy, and there was already impact there because there was a guy who decided to activate their meetups in Philadelphia. So it's great. Everybody can have an impact. And we have a Discord. If you are not there, you can scan it and join us. But there's also other city, which thanks to some community advices, we can help you if you need to reactivate or you need there is some struggles in your city with regular meetups. You can reach me out and I will be happy to help you. But what about education pillar? So I don't want to talk only what we have done because I would like to tell more about education pillar. So we finally established Ruby Europe Academy, and it's not another course. It's more like a team job. So you are working on a sprints. You have a code reviews from mentors. You have a community. So people who are joining the academy have their folks which they can cooperate around, and mentors, they can ask mentors. There are code reviews, so kind of real job. So they are learning how to be in a team. But the problem here is, okay, let's learn another Ruby folks, but what with the future job for those students? Is there any junior related job offers already on the market? So we need partner companies. We need to show those students that there are an opportunity later to find a job. So we're searching for the companies which will want to, recruit those students, or at least check them to prove that there are an opportunities. So hire new Ruby engineers. Is if on the venue, is there anybody who would like to hire a junior Ruby engineer later? Anyone? There is one. We have to talk. Yeah, so please come, please support. It's not that you have to hire somebody, but please show up. We need to show those people that there is a opportunity after that. And for you, please spread the word. I believe that the best way is to bring friends who always want to join an engineering job and want to change their career lives. If you have somebody like that, please come and convince them. Then you can help them to become an engineer. So I also think that bringing somebody new into the Ruby world and no Rails, because it's a Ruby academy, but there is based on Ruby on Rails. So for those people who will do that, they will have this mindset and skills to maybe vibe code something and bring new ideas into the market, bring new products into Ruby and Rails world. And we need mentors. So if anyone of you would like to be one, I know that there are folks who already decided to help, so it's great. If anyone of you would like to be a mentor, please let me know. And Academy is live. It's not perfect. We would like to have a perfect Academy, but we decided, okay, stop procrastinating, stop trying to go in a perfect shape. Let's do it, and let's see how it will look like. So the Academy is on the subscription fee, but most of the money will coming back to the community, to the Ruby Europe, so we can go forward with our activities. And the talk should be about Ruby Academy, but I decided to put also an advertisement about the Ruby Community Conference, which we are doing. And we run the conference 3 times in Warsaw, 1 in Krakow. It was already a challenge to change a city. So now, even bigger challenge, we are moving to Berlin. We have to establish completely different costs, etc. But it will be February. You are welcome. Thank you.
Hello guys. I sincerely don't know why you are here when there are such good workshops just around the corner, but let's not waste your time. So we are talking about conditional organizers. That's a way of handling business logic in an elegant and efficient way. First, let's talk what is an interactor and an organizer. So this is an organizer. It's a data structure, let's say, that allows you to call multiple other organizers or other interactors. Let's say here we are placing an order and then we are doing other things. Those other things are interactors that have a call defined and do something, okay? But I noticed a problem with this approach that is in that return statement. Basically, the condition for calling an interactor is inside the interactor itself. So when you are here, you can see anything about if something will be called or not. So I went, at first, I just created this, that is kind of awful, but is a way to create a new organizer, a conditional organizer, that just calls, does the call only on a if statement, if the if isn't defined, or if we send the if, so if it returns true the if statement. And it's kind of awful, yeah, a mess. And that's another problem. We have defined another organizer, a conditional organizer. So we have to say, well, this is an organizer, this is a conditional organizer, this is an interactor. It should be just one organizer that does everything. So I did what every not same person will do. I created a pull request for a gem that I think no one is using, and it's still open there. But what I did is basically this. I modified the organizer gem itself, there, if we pass to the organized function an hash, we know it's kind of conditional. And if it's not an hash, then it's an array, so it's the old organize. That's how you create a new organizer, a conditional organizer, where you have now the condition outside. For the send thank you, for example, there's an if question that we can define in the organizer. This is just a call to arms, let's say, an invite to all of you to contribute to open source if you see something that you think could be better. Just you see something, you maybe like it, maybe you could improve it, go out, read the source code and try to improve it. Thank you.
Can you hear me? Cool. I'm not Alina, I'm Chris, and this is Pastel de Ruby, by the way. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about AI, because obviously we don't have enough AI talks, right? So AI has also like a secondary term called machine learning, and machine learning is what you use when you don't want to include AI bros in your conference because it scares them off. But the idea for machine learning is basically you just have a big pile of data, you stir it, and you get some answers. And normally when we work with LLMs, what we do is we actually work only on the data part, that input, but we never stir the pile because we can't really do anything about the model. We treat them as frozen time. But you can actually do something with it. You can actually edit them. They are editable. They are just files, so we can edit the model. And we can do something called fine-tuning, which is basically adding a little bit more training on top of what has already been trained. So fine-tuning is something like, if training is to teach someone to code, fine-tuning is like to tell them to use minispec instead of rspec, instead of rspec. And of course, yes, if we want, we can also just rag it, so we can just add some data on the input. Yes, it works, but at the same time, no, because there are things that are difficult to do with rag that are easier to do with fine-tuning. So when to fine-tune? If you have a style preference, what I mean is like, for example, you might want to have a shorter markdown. The one on the top is 31 tokens, the one on the bottom is 25. So it's much cheaper if you run it at scale, but they will all result in the same label. You want to do refusals, which are the things that the model should not answer. You might want to pick a different function, so you can give some examples which one to call. And when to not fine-tune? Well, don't fine-tune for knowledge, but we're going to fine-tune for knowledge because it's fun. Fine-tuning in Ruby is not easy. We're missing a lot of libraries to do it, but we can call APIs. So we can fine-tune something on somebody else's hardware. Like, for example, OpenAI. It is very easy to call it from Ruby. You just need a magical training JSON-L. And JSON-L is basically, if you have a conversation in JSON that you get from LLM, you just, I'm sorry, it's supposed to be Euruko, right? Not friendly. Yeah, so you take a bunch of those and you put them each in one line, and now you have a training file because you show the model how the conversation should look like. And you can upload it with code, but you can also use the UI that they have for this. And talk is cheap, so I would like to show you a model. Hopefully we can see something, and I won't be seeing anything because, come on. I did the mirror, and nothing. Okay, so I'm flying blind. Just... Yep. There is something here. There is so much lag. Okay, but this basically works. I can type something here. I would predefine the prompt. I would like to know who actually made the Ruby LLM talk. And on the left side, you have GPT-4.1. On the right side, you have a fine-tuned version. Let's try it out. It is wrong, but it is consistently wrong. Yeah, this hallucinates a lot. Like, I have a few questions. Like, for example, it was able to answer the karaoke question if I'm able to click through this. But it knows some random facts about Euruko. Okay, so typing like, what can go wrong? When is the karaoke? And of course I missed a letter. Fingers crossed. Yes, it knows when is the karaoke, and you guys already missed it. Yeah, it is super fun. And with 300 sentences, which I generated with ChatGPT, because I won't be writing 300 sentences myself, it was able to learn some facts about the conference. If you add more examples, it will know more. But the main thing that you should notice is that it picks very short answers, because it picks the style, and the knowledge is just secondary thing that it'll allow to pick. The questions and answers were really short, so it tries to keep it short. It's still useful for a lot of cases. Let me go back to the presentation for a second. But if you want to fine-tune, please come to me. I can show you some more useful examples. I can show you some better models. The friendly one is really friendly, by the way. And I leave you with this another Pashto Ruby. Thank you.
Hi everybody, my name is Sharon and today I'd like to talk to you about Papercraft, which is a little Ruby gem I wrote for generating HTML with Ruby. Now I guess all of you know how to generate HTML with ERB, and ERB is pretty cool, it's pretty useful. But with Papercraft there's no need to do the constant mental switching between HTML syntax and Ruby syntax. With Papercraft, you just write Ruby, so you can stay in the zone, as they say. Papercraft also makes it very easy to compose and reuse templates. So stuff like layouts, components, partials is really easy. Papercraft is designed for developer happiness, but it does not compromise on rendering performance. In fact, it is just as fast as compiled ERB. So let's compare the syntax of the template between Papercraft and ERB. Now, I don't know about you, but for me, ERB is not so much fun to write, and it is also not very easy to read. But with Papercraft, you just write Ruby, and it's very concise, there is no boilerplate, and there's also no state involved. I'm talking about those instance variables that can bite you if you are not careful. And because the arguments to the template are explicit, you can easily follow the flow of data through your view layer. Let's look at how layouts are done in Papercraft. In this example, we start with a default layout that just renders the outer HTML of the page. So we have the HTML tag, the head tag, the body tag, and inside the body we call render children, which will render whatever block is passed to the template. We then want to create a specialized layout for displaying articles. So we define an article layout, which is derived from the default layout using the apply method. We provide it a block, and in the block we render an article tag, and inside the article tag we render the H1 title of the article and the markdown content of the article. Finally, to render the page, we call render on the article layout, and we just provide it with the article data. It's that simple. Another way to compose and reuse templates is to do component templates. So here we have a table component that takes columns and rows as its arguments. It renders a table tag with all the inner tags in the table, and it passes each piece of data to the relevant tag. So what you get is a completely self-contained component. It's like a pure function that you can use and reuse in all kinds of situations and contexts. Papercraft can also render Markdown. This is very useful in cases where you need to deal with Markdown as data that is maybe stored in your database or in some static files that make up parts of your applications. It's also very useful when you need to generate pages with lots of text and titles and even code snippets, like this presentation, for example. Actually, the code snippet that you see here is part of the code that was used to generate this page. Another thing that makes Papercraft unique is its performance. Papercraft works by taking the source code of your template at runtime, it parses it using Prism, it transforms the AST, and finally it generates an optimized code for your template that has the same performance as compiled ERB. So with Papercraft, you don't need to pay a performance penalty for developer happiness. So in summary, Papercraft is an innovative tool for generating HTML with Ruby. It's fun to write, it's easy to read, because it's all just Ruby. You get templates that are easily composable and reusable. You also get Markdown rendering and great performance. So you don't only get developer happiness, you also get machine happiness. Thank you, that's all.
Thank you.
Hello, beautiful people. My name is Yuri, and I work with Ruby on Rails since 2008. And yeah, I traveled here with my dog. And this is actually my first talk ever. So I have several questions for you, which I also get asked, like why did I choose Ruby, or why people should learn Ruby, or why companies should develop their next project with Ruby. So I built this website to gather all this information in one place, and it's community driven, so I encourage everybody to contribute, to share your stories, why you love Ruby. It looks like this, so pretty simple, just a bunch of articles. Maybe we'll do some searching later. We have comparison with other languages. We have company success stories. Please add your company's story, why you chose Ruby and how you benefit from Ruby. And we have a community page where we show all the public Ruby projects of the community members. Also, please join. And that's it. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Andrei, and I deal with Ruby applications development on a daily basis. And in our teams, we have the following approach we took. Every feature we develop in feature branches, and sometimes these feature branches have migrations, DB migrations defined. And once the feature is done, we do pull request and we assign reviewers and switch to another branch. For whatever reason, it could be just continue working after getting feedback on another branch, or it just can be another feature. So while you are waiting for your feedback in the pull request you made, you basically have to do something, right? And easily following this workflow, you can mess up your local database so much that the database inside your current branch will generate some diff, for example, on the schema RB or structure file, or it can, for example, just easily you can see some issues in your application when you start testing it manually, or your just specs could fail, or just E2, ES, whatever, actually. So, what the problem? That you can maybe fix this problem yourself, manually, or whatever reason you take, whatever path you take. There are some solutions, but these solutions usually, as I see, manual, so you just spend your time fixing the thing locally, and this problem slows you down. But I personally like Rails. Why? Because it allows me to do things fast, develop features fast, and I would like to keep this pace, and I would like to find a solution for this problem. And if thinking in terms of Rails convention and the Rails way, basically what we can do is basically, if we had just imagine that we had all these migrations run, what we need is just to roll back all of them, all those migrations that I call so phantom migrations that you collected in all these branches. So this is basically what we really need, and that would be great if there would be a solution that could do this stuff for us automatically. So once again, we have phantom migrations, but we would like to have them roll back automatically. And I have developed a gem basically that does exactly this thing. It collects all migrations that have run in all these local branches, and it keeps them inside temp folder so that these migrations are not committed in Git. And that allows me to calculate the difference between those migrations all run in all these local branches and your current branch. So that means that I can detect phantom migrations, and it allows me to roll back them automatically. The gem actually has a lot of features. What I can sell, it's easy to install. You can choose several ways how to deal with this gem. It can be fully automatic, semi-automatic, or just manual. But there is just reg task actually, and you can run it manually if you want, or you can just set up a hook that is run on every time when you do RelsDB migrates. So this is actually a Git for your database, for your local database, basically. You can compare the thing to this. And yeah, it has UI, web interface. And basically on this picture, you can see all these features. So first of all, you see all migrations, including the phantom ones here, and the branch where these migrations were applied. It also allows to show the original file. Here, if you click to show, and it allows to roll back migration manually. And once again, just demonstration what is going on the UI, but there is CLI. Yeah, so I urge you to find this file on GitHub and try it out. Yeah, thank you very much, and I'm here to answer your question if you find me. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining. And I forgot my computer, so it was a huge problem for me to come here. But anyway, thanks to our organizers. My name is Alina Leskova. I'm a Ruby developer in South Swiss, and I found myself that I recently joined a lot of different teams. So I had one team for 3 months, the second one for 6 months, and I thought about our communication issues. So I really want to talk to you about communication in a small team and about how to build it really fast. Or how do I do this? So from my perspective, there are actually two kinds of teams. So let's call it the left one and the right one. I want to be on the right one side. So what do I do for this? I prepared my several rules. They're rules. So there are only 3 of them. The first one is that team goals are my goals. The second one is sharing, and the third one is support. So what does it mean, the first one? The first one means that I'm trying not to separate the project like this part is mine and that my part is not mine. I'm trying to be ready to help my teammates on building their tasks because I want our whole features to be done at the end. Maybe the same as my team leader wants. So I'm trying to do it. The second one is sharing. I found it pretty funny to share your current mood. For example, my mood previous week were delivery, bug, and listen to team leader. And when I put in Slack the delivery mood, nobody wrote me any messages during this time. It was really cool. So it works, they read it. What can you also share? You can share your experience. So I like hearing people when they try something, when they have actual experience of something, no matter do I have this tag on my current project or no, it still helps me to expand my boundaries. So later I can have a better solution for new projects. So what I like to hear when somebody breaks the production and how they bring this to life. So I think it's very valuable. That's why we have our sharings. You can share your achievements, and my last new topic was that we shared our vacation results. Actually, nobody wants to talk about their vacation, but I set a meeting for this to tell my colleagues how was my vacation, and actually 50% of them came and were really eager to hear it. So now we have a better vibe in the team. And of course, share your doubts. If you are doubts about something, better to say at the beginning, because when it comes to you, maybe somebody's caught, so it starts to be pretty hard. And the last one is support. I like to ask questions, and I think it's very important. And as we work remotely, please, guys, react to messages that somebody sends you. Say something, because I can't understand if the issue is closed or not while there is no reaction, where there is no answer. And sometimes I create a meme about bad situation, usually at the sprint results, like the worst thing at the sprint. So it really helps us to highlight that it's already in the past. So conclusion, I'm trying to follow these rules. Actually, I do on my current project. Ask people how they are, check their statuses and so on. And one day I was working from my home and I had pretty bad mood. So it was delivery. It was not so best delivery of my life. And my teammate wrote to me, "Hey, what's up?" And it's like game changer, because we never meet. Actually, in our real life, we work from totally different locations, but we support each other like we were working for the years. So that really changed my team vibe. Yeah. So there's a list of the rules, and actually that's all from my side. Thank you so much for joining.
So my name is David, and I have a question to you. Do you want to run Ruby on Azure Functions? I came from the Czech Republic, from a city called Brno, wink wink. I live with my hedgehog called Mina, mandatory picture, and I work for a company called Microsoft. You probably never heard about it. And I assume you know what Azure Functions are. It's a function as a service, serverless thingy where you can run your functions. It has a free tier. I'm not sure about the numbers. It's probably for Sweden Central. You can run C#, Java, JavaScript, PowerShell, Python, TypeScript, containers, but no Ruby, unfortunately. You can do it via containers, but it's not free, unfortunately. But because you have Node.js support or JavaScript support, I was thinking about WASM-WASI support, and I wasn't sure about it, so I asked ChatGPT, and it burned a long answer for me, which wasn't good, so I shortened it for a conference. Essentially, you can run WASM/WASI on Azure Functions via Node.js, and you already heard about Ruby.wasm from Albert was the name of one of the evil guy from the Mars who was talking about it yesterday. And I accidentally found an npm package that packages this Ruby WASM/WASI into Node.js, so you can just pull it as a dependency. Simply, you can require WASI and Ruby WASM/WASI and run the Ruby virtual machine inside WebAssembly simply. I guess it's very simple, like how it was presented yesterday. And then you can eval the code. You have to do some overrides around the input and the output, but essentially you get a simple hello world. It doesn't look nice, let's face it. It's an eval, you have to write JS files, you have to override input-output. Even evil Martians are working on it. I guess it's not fully done yet. Calling eval is ugly. I haven't tried gems before. And again, you have to write JavaScript files. But I have a question. Would you like to have a gem for this? So package your Ruby code and make it work magically, seamlessly on Azure Functions. Okay, and I still have some time, so hope the organizers won't be mad at me. Regarding Brno, we have really nice venues. This is a music club with multiple stories, and it's a big ball actually, and the center of the acoustic center is the stage. So you don't need microphones apparently. We have nice beers. These are not the best ones, but all of them are below 50 cents in the store. And we have our vibrant community that is working on restarting the meetups right now. So hopefully by next year we will be really strong. Thank you.
Hey everyone, my name is Valentin. Actually, it's Valentine. It's just way easier for you to tell. This microphone is too short for me, but I'll to do my best. I originally was born and raised in Belarus. Anyone have like Belarusian, like any Belarusians in the audience? 3. Wow, guys, good job. Yeah. Yeah, might be famous for organizing Belarusian Ruby conference. That's actually David, which was speaking before on the first row here. You can spot him. It was like 5 years ago. Somebody can recognize themselves. Yeah, but I moved to Portugal actually like 4 years ago. There's a lot of reasons why I moved to Portugal, but like I like to joke about it. Like if you like live in Belarus, this is the view you have like in your window usually, and this is like my view now. So it definitely some upgrade here, right? So yeah, Portugal is nice, and now I can falar um pouco português. Quando pessoas morar na Portugal? No, yeah, we have a couple. Yeah, I want my teacher proud. Yeah, but I actually came to talk to you about a very hot topic right now, which is vibe coding. Actually, like the vibe coding things change like how I work these days significantly. Like I was very skeptical about vibe coding before, like maybe like somewhere in January and February, because there's a lot of not a big difference between salt machines and vibe coding. Like you just put your prompts and you expect the results. Yeah, but I decided to give it a try at one moment, and I guess now 90% of code I actually writing is through like kind of vibe coding practices. This is a like chart from me doing like prototype of my current startup. Somewhere like in May and June, you can see we did like 40,000 lines of code like in 4 weeks with my partner. And it's insane. Like sometimes you feel like in some days you're doing like 10x job or like 20x job. It's just crazy. You just go with the flow. It's insane. And like one day I was sitting and looking for the library to do my like Postgres backups, and I didn't find the perfect solution. So I decided to vibe code the library and just give you an idea what this library is about. It's actually like all this documentation. Like you see like everything like organized. It does select things to you. I can open like C backup SH here, and it's all the code like which I have like for myself. The trick here, this library was created in 1 hour. Like everything you see was created in 1 hour, and it was tested in 1 hour, and it's actually in production right now for 3 months. I did it for 1 hour, and like the most performance peak I have in actually is through my voice. I actually talk to my IDE. And I use Vim, so I talk to Vim, which is like insane. Tech like told me about this many years ago. It would be crazy. And this is like my average prompt I do these days. I just basically sit and talk for like 4 minutes. Like, what should I do? You shouldn't read it. It doesn't make a lot of sense. And it's never perfect. I just dump my brain on LLMs. I just say like, go there, do this, maybe sometimes roll back. But how it works. How I do my job these days. Yeah, this is also the fun one because like, and people think that like their prompts, they have to be perfect. They just you need to precise variable names and it should be like very precise. It's not the case. You see like somewhere I was doing my prompts and my kid was touching my microphone. So I was like, Marta, please don't touch your microphone. I just like send it to a LM because like who cares? Like it will figure out something. So yeah, and this is like result. This is a prompt I did, and this is the result. Like it gave me a nice like React page, like all this like security preferences, like profiles, billing. It was basically like 3-minute job, and I did copy paste to my current project. It's cool. I'm not sure if I will do a demo, but usually like the way I doing this, can I get my? Oh yeah, it's actually very cool. So I just activate Cloud Code. Cloud Code, no.
That's awkward.
And I just press a button, and I just start speaking, and oops, I pressed double pressed, so it wasn't perfect. Can you do something for me here, just to do a quick demo? And I press the button again, and will basically insert everything I say into like whatever I have an input right now. I did insert this to Cloud Code, but I can do everything anywhere. And yeah, this is how I actually do the programming these days. So if somebody is curious, you should definitely try it. That's the list of the tools I actually recommend to you. Like there's like different Whisperflow, Super Whisperflow, and other things. But I did even like start my startup like with the voice like coding and other things. So if you're curious, just go talk to me after this talk. It's very fun. Like I definitely believe that our future interfaces are through voice, not through like text and things. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Pedro Hall. I work for Papercraft, which is a German company that helps German residents to make good decisions about their finances. And I come here to present a little gem that I did that hopefully is a very small tool that helps us to develop better REST applications. And this is my first talk. I'm quite stage fright.
Thank you.
So in a nutshell, the only thing my gem does is it enables a new active record attribute type that is just a reference to a module or a class. So if you can specify which modules or classes are the acceptable values for the attribute module field. And then you can assign and query. I can show next. So the idea behind this is that you can store it, but you can do it in a safe, ergonomic, and performant way. That when you try to solve this problem for the first time, you might think that just a single constantized invocation or so would sort this out. But when you think better about safety, performance, and ergonomic, that is not so, and my tool tries to solve this problem. And the way this is done is, and possible applications for this are, for instance, implementing the strategy design pattern and thus having composition-based polymorphism, creating rapid prototypes of static domain objects, and having static configuration management. And on the limit, you can also have rich C# and Java enums, where enum values can have methods and so on. And this is the way you can use it. Like you can declare, like I have shared before, and you can assign like this. You can either use the module literal, or you can refer to it using the unqualified name by using a symbol or a string. You can also make queries and use interchangeably these three different types. This is the idea of this is to have code ergonomics, and you can compare them. If you want to compare them using the unqualified names, you can use this little how do you call it? Refinement. Yeah. Okay. And for example, if you do want to implement a strategy design pattern, this would be it. You could have, for instance, an algorithm, a strategy to solve a search problem, for instance, and you have different models, each of them implementing one of the algorithms, and then you could have a tree active record that would have itself some sort of search assigned to it. And the behavior of the search method would then be dynamic through composition-based polymorphism. You can also have multiple active modules in the same record, and thus you have multiple polymorphism, which is something interesting in addition to the possibility of having polymorphism based on classes. Finally, when you think of active record, we have two responsibilities shared in the pattern. We have the persistence part and we have the domain modeling. In theory, active record objects are also domain objects. But sometimes when you want to link objects that are persisted with static parts of the domain, well, I haven't found a better way to do this so far, and you could eventually do this. You could create modules as instances of your domain, and then assign them to an active record object field, and you can play with them interchangeably, and later eventually promote the static domain objects onto active record tables if you need them. And there are other possibilities, namely the enums. I'm planning to create some sort of drop-in replacement for enums, for Rails enums, based on this active module concept, but I'm still working on it. And you can read more about this idea in detail in the GitHub repo. I hope it's useful, and reach out if you have any doubt. Thank you.
So yeah, so my talk is called Arch, and it's not for Omarchy or anything. It's just active record class hierarchies, and just a topic that I really like modeling and everything related to that. And I think AI's day is really important because, as the previous talk that you just showed, like if you're talking with your AI, you might not need to code everything, but you might really need to know what the actual pattern you want to use in your model. So I gave a talk last week at Friendly about this, a longer version, but initially I just made a survey to see how much people actually knew about the different patterns of class hierarchies that you can do in Rails. And as I was a bit surprised, there are two patterns specifically, like purely abstract classes and delegated types, which are still kind of like widely unknown. And as a reference, like 80% of the people that responded had at least 4 years of experience with it, like with Rails. So it's still kind of like a bit of unknown. So my idea was just to present you the different patterns and at least give you an idea when you should use them. So single table inheritance, you all know we just get one table and everything is in there in the database. So if we get like car, trucks, and our problem is they're both vehicles, we'll end up with just one table but the 3 classes. And the good thing is it's simple to set up. We have only one table to worry, so we don't have to do meddling in multiple tables in the database. And we have only one specific place if we need to query and get all the types together. Just as an example, if somebody wants to check it out, just shop post. Not gonna go through just because of time. Then we have purely abstract classes, which it's kind of like you can find it called concrete table inheritance if you ever search the name in Martin Fowler's book, like Patterns of Enterprise Software Application. And the idea is that instead of like having like the previous place when you had only one table in the database, now you still have the same 3 classes in Rails, but now you have only 2 tables. The good thing about this is now each attribute that is only specific to either car or truck is not shared in the same table with null values, but actually only present in the specific class that you need. This helps you because you get cleaner schemas, like you're not meddling with a bunch of null columns in your tables. You also get better integrity in the database because you can put specific constraints on those values that actually only refer to specific classes. And you get like a shared place to do all your shared logic in the vehicle class. So when I did the survey, a lot of people said that they never used it. But if you actually check it, everybody has actually created a Rails application has actually used purely abstract classes, just because active record is a purely abstract class by default. And here's the code you can check that the definition of primary abstract class is just like some checks and then application record class, self-abstract class is equals true, which is what you would use to make purely abstract classes. Again, an example, this is Redmine's application records, just to show a simple example. And here's how GitLab does user mentions with their own different tables. Again, due of time, just search of. And then we get delegated type, which is the less known pattern, which tries to solve the problems that you have with single table inheritance with the null columns. and a problem that you have with purely abstract classes, which is not having a single place to actually get all your classes in, like right with with sorting and filtering. So the differences in here is that now you do have 3 tables in your database. You have some extra values with vehicle ID and vehicle type, which is just a polymorphic type. So you can still have the specific columns in the specific tables, but now you have all the shared logic in just one specific table. So with what's delegated types actually, it's just a polymorphic association. So it has nothing as a pattern at itself. It's just a polymorphic association and some specific extra methods that you get. It seems kind of magical, but the source code for that, which I recommend you to read it, it's just 55 lines of code. So I highly recommend going into it. And it's super easy to use, and you just get the specific cards. This is an example from Maybe Finance, another open source tool if you want to check it. Again, short of time. And in the last 30 seconds, just want to show you a quick rule of thumb of when you should use each. And as Kramer said, a rule is a rule, so I highly recommend you to follow it. So first is, if you get 80 or 90% of the attributes that are common between the different subclasses, and the difference are only kind of like behavior, like, I don't know, methods or scopes or whatever, then I often recommend you to use single table inheritance. If you have highly different classes in their attributes and you need clean schemas, maybe because your tables are used by other systems or just analytics teams, then just use purely abstract classes. And only if you need like attributes and validations and like defer highly, kind of like purely abstract classes, but you do need to query all your different classes in one same place, then and only then I would use delegated types. And if you like the topic, just come talk me after this. And this QR just shows the complete slides from the talk at Friendly RB. Thanks.
Sorry for being a bit late. So my name is Riccardo, and I'm here to pitch Rubicon Italy. Probably we talked about that in the last few days with some of you. So I would like to broadly extend this. We are creating a new conference in Italy, and I'm here to tell you why we're doing this, why we are so crazy, and what we try to bring to the table. So, a couple of words. The place is going to be Rimini, which is a city that probably most of you haven't visited yet, unless you're from Italy. It used to be famous back in the days for l'Isola delle Rose, you know, like the Rose Island. It was just in front of it. It's going to be on the 8th of May of 2026. It's already on rubyevents.org. We found a very beautiful room, very spacious, one of the biggest in the city. The Hotel Ambasciatore. The CFP is open. The tickets will be available officially soon, but there's a little twist to it. And just if you've never been to Rimini, it's a beach town, right? This is the hotel. It's like 150 meters from the place. This is like July, August, so we're going to be in May, so it's pre-season. It's a bit like pre-happening, so it's not going to be so populated. So the prices are going to be, of course, lower. We can find a restaurant all to fit all of us. We are aiming at 200 people. So why Rimini? Well, when they canceled the only Ruby event in Italy, Ruby Day, I thought like we should totally do a Ruby conference, a Ruby Conf, a Ruby Conf, a Ruby Con. Oh, wait a second, we have a river, Rubicon. That's the best catchphrase ever. Nobody can do that, not even in Japan, right? So I thought like, let's do what Caesar did, right? We just do it here. It's swimming on this Rubicon River. And we're going to ideally cross the Rubicon together. Yeah, that's AI generated, so I don't think Caesar actually crossed the Rubicon with a lot of big rubies, but it's pretty believable, right? And so the end of the Rubicon is like 10 kilometers north from Rimini, so I was actually planning the day after the place to all go symbolically, maybe with mats, and cross the Rubicon, not only symbolically, but actually for real. Couple of us are going to swim over. It's only 50 meters, so it's very easy. So this is a bit of city, a bit of pictures of Rimini. Rimini is also cool because it has piadina, so very interesting food tradition. And you say, well, how do I get there from America, from Japan, or the middle of Europe, right? So There are a few airports. The best will probably be Bologna. We also have an airport in Rimini, but it's pretty small. I'm pretty sure you can get there with the maximum one hop from anywhere in Europe. And plus, you probably have a lot of direct flights to Bologna, even from farther away, even outside of Europe. And yes, there are plenty of train connections that in the north of Italy work pretty well, pretty fast, not too expensive. So in 1 hour, you're from Bologna to Rimini, for example, and in 2 hours, you are in Venice or Florence or Milan. So pretty decent. And you're like, oh, why another company? There are conference. We have so many to choose from. Why are you doing one more? Well, last year in Euruko, I was having lunch with Masi, like, you should totally do something in Italy so I can come with my family. So there you are. Then probably the best reason is that I was a speaker at the Rubicon 2024, and then I talked to the organizer from GRUSP, and they're like, well, Riccardo, the numbers are not as big as we hoped, so, and they create a lot of events. They do PHP, that they, JS, etc. So they have a lot of events. They kind of run them in parallel. For them, one is like the other. They're not like community driven. We are a Ruby community of folks who really love it. We are based more or less in the area. Most of my team Rubicon team is based in Modena, plus 2 of us are based in Zurich, Switzerland. Coincidence. And so we are thinking, rather than canceling one, we want to take the inheritance and it's kind of like the same people and bring in maybe a bit bigger on that. I hope I'm not going too slow. We have kind of a strong community in the north of Italy, and we had 100 people there. I hope we can position it well to get to like 200 people. Like the room is for 250, so we are hoping to get 200 people. And we feel like we have some ideas to make it unique, to make it a bit different, to make it worthwhile your flight there. So the idea is a one-day conference on a Friday, so you can come with your family, with your friends, and spend the weekend in there, explore Emilia-Romagna. On the Saturday, we're going to have the guided tour to the mouth of the Rubicon, because why not? You can tell your family, I've done that. And on the Friday evening, we were thinking of a dinner and a toga party, yes, Blutarchy style from Animal House. And so it's a bit postponed, like respect to yesterday, it will be like 2 hours later. You can go back to the hotel, shower, maybe take a little nap, put your toga on. Among the gadget, we are thinking of giving you like a clip to close your toga with the shape of a ruby. I've already ordered 100, so you better be at least 100 of you. And of course, Italian food, people kind of love Italy. And yet the venue is not the usual Venice or Florence or Milan. It's something different, just to try a different town. This is Piadina Romagnola, typical from our side. There's plenty of, you can have it like vegetarian or not vegetarian, but yeah, it's pretty tasty. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We are also on rubyevent.org in the May 8th. And I asked my team, even though we didn't do the ticket yet, we just connected to Tito, the IBAN and everything. So just to test it, in case some of you want to try, we opened 10 tickets just for today with the Euruko 25 discounts. And it's a bit of like a treasure hunt. So you go to the website, you Ctrl F GitHub, you look at the latest commit. I commented the ticket link. You click on the link, you put Euruko 25, you get like 10 tickets. And if you're not sure if you can go, it's also transferable. So just like that. I hope I didn't do too much like with time. I hope I did well. If you have any questions, I'm here, or otherwise you can ask me outside. Thanks, everyone.
So actually, let me first start with maybe how actually I became an MC together with Andrzej, because I think it's an important story to me. I just wanted to share it, and I thought it kind of impacted why we are here with this lightning talk. And Euruko announced in social media that they are looking for an MC. And I thought it's the first time ever that I saw any conference do it, and this made me apply, because I thought it's such a cool opportunity to make someone from the community become involved. So I applied. And I waited for just a couple of days, and then I received an email which I went briefly through, and I was like, oh shit, I didn't get selected. Oh, this is fine, I'm gonna attend anyway. But then I read through the mail like in details, and the organizers said that I was selected together with Andrzej, who actually I know because we are running a conference in Wrocław together where we live. So
I just texted Andrzej, and we didn't know each other that we applied, so it was really cool to actually realize that we're going to do it together. And to me, it's a really awesome experience, and I really love it. And that's why we came up with this idea to come here on the stage. And we are really happy to invite you to our conference in Wrocław, which is wroclaw.rb, and it's going to take place in April. But I think that I will give the floor to Andrzej, because actually he's the one who's been one of the people who invented this event and will be running it for how many years now?
I don't remember. I think we started in 2012 with the first edition, and we only missed the COVID year. So that was 2020. In 2021, we already were back. So yeah, that was a conference which was sometimes advertised as the most Java conference among Ruby conferences, because we had many talks about architecture and deeper stuff, at least at the beginnings. So that's a lineup that was there last year. So you can see we had Joel, Steven, some really cool guys. And we want to maintain the spirit of having deep Ruby talks, and we want to target mostly senior people. It's happening every year in April in Wrocław in southwest Poland. Unless you choose Poznań this year for Euruko, maybe you will somehow merge, I don't know. What else can I say? Maybe the part about this applying for MC, that was a funny part, I also scanned the email and I thought, oh, well, I'm not accepted. And then I tried to analyze it deeper, and wow, I'm accepting them together with Zuzia, so it was really, really funny coincidence in general.
Yeah, and on the flow that it was meant to be, I think that it was really meant to be for us to be here with this lightning talk, and it was meant to be for all of us to see us together in April in Wrocław. And yeah, just follow us on X, LinkedIn, everywhere, and we'll be announcing it's a spoiler right now about this date here. It's actually, I changed it in the source code because it's not published yet on the website, because we still have the date for the 2025. But yeah, it's gonna be April next year. So just follow us, and I hope to see you all there in April. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Hey everybody, how you doing? So we're GoCardless. We're one of the sponsors here. So the organisers kindly gave me the chance to come up on stage just to say a few words and say hi to all. So my name is Michael Vavra. I'm in engineering at GoCardless. I've been with the company for about 7 years. Ruby is my favourite language for the languages, so it's great to be at a conference with all of you folks talking about the thing about which I'm most passionate. First, I want to say a big thank you to all of you, like the organisers, all of you folks who come to the event. You make the community what it is. It's really important to us that these things continue, and it's really great when we do get the opportunity to come out and give back to you in some way. So, a little bit about GoCardless. We're building the world's bank payment network. These are account-to-account payments that allow you to pull from other bank accounts, and that is a great way to collect fees. It's super sticky. It's great for recurring revenue. And we highly recommend that you check it out. We also have open banking products that allow you to actually use open banking and instant bank pay. And we have just launched an outbound payment product that allows you to use GoCardless to send money as well. I was chatting to one of the speakers the other day who said he was a bit surprised that there was a large fintech that was running off a Ruby and Rails core. So we are indeed, and we move $130 billion of other people's money per year. And we're doing all of this off our core Rails application. We also integrate with 200-300 different partner applications. So if you can use us directly as GoCardless, or you can use it through products such as Xero, where we're directly integration to platform and allow you to collect money on those invoices. So it's a great way to collect revenue from there. We have about 100,000 different merchants using us across 30 different countries, including the EU, UK, Australia, New Zealand, North America, USA, and Canada. No, obviously, those are North America. Yes. We also love open source. We have a couple of open source libraries I just wanted to kind of flag out. Coach is an alternative to Rails controllers, which is a bunch of nested middleware. It makes it really easy to move behaviors around. Anony is an active record anonymization tool that we built to solve some of our own GDPR pain points. This is my particular favorite because I got to work on this one. And also a little shout out to Statesman, which is an oldie that we've had around for a while, because some folks came up to us at our booth just to say, hey, we use that, which is awesome to hear. So thank you very much. So 2 asks from me. First of all, I'd love it if you could go to gocardless.com and check out what we do and how we do it. If you want to know more, we do have a booth outside. You can spot us in our bright yellow t-shirts. Hopefully we stand out. And secondly, we have just opened a brand new office in Lisbon. I was going to say just down the road, but it's a few hours down the road. And if you are looking for a change of pace, you're looking for something new to do, or you want to come and check us out, then go to gocardless.com/careers. Come meet us outside, and we would love to meet some new friends who'd come on board and be part of Go Cardless. But otherwise, again, I want to say thank you very much. Thank you to Euruko and all the organisers. It's been great coming out here to see you all. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you all next year. Thank you very much.
Okay, guys, who knows Super Rails? And who is subscribed to Super Rails? Okay, so please subscribe to Super Rails. And if you have any videos ideas, let me know. I'll make many more videos. I really like making videos for the community and sharing walkthroughs on different topics. Here is an example of a real nice video I made on TypeSense, one of the sponsors. So TypeSense is like a nice alternative to Algolia or to Elasticsearch, and they're super friendly to the Ruby community. So see my video and try TypeSense. And also I've got Super Rails Pro, so there are like all the free videos that are available on YouTube, but there are also a few videos that are like only for Pro members, so consider subscribing if you're interested in these like more deeper topics. I also have a lot of videos on Hotwire, so if you want to go into Rails frontend, you can learn Hotwire on my channel. There's also a lot about Hotwire native. Yeah, about Hotwire native, so if you want to learn to build mobile applications, this is the way to go. And also, if you see my t-shirt, here I'm representing Raw versus Wild. It's like a similar tool to Datadog or to New Relic, but you don't have to sell your kidney to be able to afford it. And you don't need a PhD to be able to use it. So you can check it out. Like this is my favorite screen. You can see controller actions and like what takes the longest time. So you can see what you need to optimize. You can also see, okay, that's something else. You can see errors and other stuff. So it's like super easy to start. And at our booth, we have a lot of Swiss chocolate. So come to our booth and get some Swiss chocolate.
Yeah. This is quite spontaneous. I don't have any slides or anything. I just wanted to mention that on the rubyconferences.org, you can also find Ruby Austria, which is like there was a Vibe coder. I'm Vibe conferencing, if it makes sense. I vibed quite hard in the beginning of the year, and I reached out to a speaker, Chad Fowler, asked him if he wanted to do a conference. He said yes, so I booked a venue. It's a musical theater in Viana. It's gonna for 29th, 30th, and 31st of May. Then we got also Dave Thomas to join. I got some pianists. It's a musical theater, as I said. They have like a grand piano on stage. So the idea is kind of what I'm trying to do, and it's still not fully defined, and it's something I'm playing around with, is I want to grab the spirit of classical Austria and then the music and, you know, build a moment if possible. And I'm quite selfish because 28th is my birthday, so I'm doing this for myself a bit. So, but the CFP is open until the 1st of December, and I think the tickets are gonna be on sale in January and something like that. So, but the website is up. Check it out. It's rubyconf.at. So, yeah, that's about it.